science students, for this project, it's all about sort of developing and thinking about how we collect, use, play with objects as part of game construction. So, I'd like you guys to take part in experimenting this week, creating some animations, whether that's in After Effects, and I would really like you guys to take part in the Illustrator workshop because a really nice sort of vector object can look really lovely for games concept art. So I think it'd be really important for you guys to take part in Tuesday's afternoon's workshop on campus with Chrissy. Once again, there's a Photoshop refresher tomorrow as well that's on campus. So if you still feel like you're relying heavily on your Procreate and drawing on a tablet and struggling with Photoshop, or you just haven't gotten on with Photoshop, or you missed the last sessions, please try and be on campus tomorrow morning for the Photoshop workshop with Andy. Basically, I'd like you guys to develop a game and that features a collection of objects or a MacGuffin as a narrative construct. So there are examples of games where the object that you have to get actually isn't the important thing. Like the key to save Princess Peach in Mario. Like she didn't really need the key, she was out anyways. It was just a construct to get the game in play. Lots of games will use the idea that you have to find something, get something, solve a puzzle to either resolve the game, get to the next level, have the better tool or weapon, and or build things. Like you need to have 3 loads of wood to construct a townhouse, to recruit new troops, to build an army to defend your land. Yeah, that sort of thing. So it's the idea that it's really crucial to game strategy. So how easy or hard it is to collect and get objects is a way of keeping players involved, like having objects or items that are only available for a short window of time, with games like Animal Crossing being very good examples of that. Like, oh, I can only build this, or if I can only do that, or Pokemon having special characters that are released only on certain days. All things that get people to participate, engage, maybe even spend money on a game. So it's really sort of the important thing is how we make people feel like there's valued objects in a game, particularly a multi-platform game. And I'd like you guys to consider that in your research and think about building your own game from your own experiences. Try and make a simple, you don't have to use 3D modeling, but if you are interested or have done some Blender, there'll be more Maya workshops and stuff when you guys start your FMP. I know that some of you guys have really struggled with digital tech, but some of you guys are really quite capable, so try and figure out where you are. Your project can simply be a digital drawing and a presentation. But if you want to challenge yourself, maybe try looking at learning Blender or Maya. Think about whether the items are a goal of your game, or if collecting an item to create gameplay, or your game is a quest or solve a puzzle or a mystery. Maybe it's about creating a board game. Your game can be a physical game. Like not everything is a game. I'm a big fan of tabletop games, and I'm sure there's a little D&D club in the studio, and I'm sure there are things that you quest for, whether it's gold or a magic sword or lost keys to the kingdom, any of those things. You'll explore some drawing techniques on Thursday, so it'll be important to think about what the objects are. And if you are trying to think about objects, it's really important to reference things. So I wouldn't know off the top of my head without referencing images what a medieval sword looks like from Denmark. Yeah? A sword in Denmark is going to look different from an Italian sword at the same time. So reference and research your objects. Your game can even take place on a fanciful world like No Man's Sky there. But it's about sort of thinking about like what is the fanciful world. Good example would be looking at sort of Tolkien. Good old J.R.R. Tolkien took inspiration from two different types of art movements to inspire the artwork, and it's taken on later in Lord of the Rings. That Art Nouveau was used to inspire the style and artwork of the elves, whereas Art Deco was used to inspire and create the world of the dwarfs. So, looking at art history to inspire your designs is a great way of getting started and creating a richer world. So, develop an interface for characters, props, weapons, tools. We all have these in the games we play that, you might have an inventory. Even if it is on a sheet of paper. So what sort of things, how can we make this look visually interesting? So that might be something you want to explore. Like, how do I show and how do I create like a rarity? Like, do I really want my person to have 20 weapons, or I'm going to limit them to 4? Yeah. So sorry, you can only carry 4 things. You got to get rid of something. Create a mood board for your game, write a treatment, so a really short summary of what the game is and how your objects fit into the gameplay and narrative, and evidence of experimentation and participation in the animation workshops. And this is Maya workshops. The Maya workshops got canceled, so it's just going to be the Illustrator workshops. And I would also like to see you guys take place in the After Effects workshop. And the After Effects workshop is going to teach you some skills of doing some really quick 2D animation to create some like lovely motion graphics and stuff, which is great when creating some concept art for your game designs. And next Tuesday, there is a photo bashing workshop that I would love to see you guys take part in, because photo bashing is really great tool for creating concept art. And then once again in the afternoon on Tuesday, you have the second part of the Illustrator workshop. So focus on doing the digital workshops because your digital skills are important as games designers. And think about your game, think about the construct, and create basically a presentation of how objects are used in your game and your game sort of concept. And I'd love to see some of your objects being created within Illustrator for that. So yeah, that's basically a summary of what you guys as games designers need to sort of consider. And on Friday afternoon, Sinead is going to talk to you guys about your game concepts and basically explore how the items that you're going to use are used in your game. So you've got that sort of conversation to help inform your work on Friday afternoon as well. If you have any questions about what you need to do or create for this week, please feel free to send an email and reach out over Slack. Yeah.